Jackie Chan's story does not stop with fame, money, or applause. For many people, reaching the top means slowing down, enjoying comfort, and protecting what they already have. But for Jackie, the top was never a place to rest. It was simply another starting line. After all the broken bones, after the countless nights of pain, after carving his name into cinema history, Jackie could have chosen the easy path. He could have retired, lived quietly, and allowed the world to remember him as a legend. But that was never Jackie's way. He knew that the true test of greatness is not how high you climb, but how long you keep climbing even when you're already at the summit. In the years following his rise to global recognition, Jackie continued to push himself beyond every imaginable limit. While most actors use stunt doubles, Jackie still insisted on doing his own. Every punch, every fall, every fire stunt, every rooftop leap, it was all Jackie. And this was not just for show. To him, authenticity mattered. He wanted the audience to feel his struggle, to believe in the risk, to understand that courage means stepping into danger yourself, not sending someone else to face it for you. That commitment cost him countless injuries, scars on his body that tell stories of courage written in pain. Yet those scars became his medals. They reminded him that true achievement always demands sacrifice. But fame did not protect Jackie from failure. Even after achieving success, he faced movies that flopped, critics who doubted his longevity, and directors who thought his style was too risky, too old-fashioned, or too dangerous for the future of cinema. Many said he should slow down, that audiences would eventually move on. But Jackie refused to listen. He was not chasing trends. He was chasing truth. He understood that staying true to yourself is far more powerful than trying to please everyone. And so instead of giving in, Jackie doubled down on what made him unique. The perfect fusion of breathtaking stunts, fearless action, and genuine comedy. That combination became his signature, and it reminded the world that originality always outshines imitation. Jackie's journey through Hollywood was not smooth either. For years, he struggled to break into the Western market. He faced rejection after rejection because of his accent, his appearance, and a style that did not fit the Hollywood mold. Producers wanted him to be the next Bruce Lee, but Jackie did not want to be anyone else. He respected Bruce deeply, but he knew that true greatness is not about copying heroes. It's about becoming your own. And so, Jackie created a new path. He built his identity on being different, combining laughter with danger, combining vulnerability with courage, combining mistakes with triumph. In doing so, he showed that the world does not need another copy. It needs authenticity. As Jackie's fame grew, so did the risks. Each movie became more dangerous, each stunt more ambitious. He was thrown from buildings, set on fire, hit by cars, nearly drowned, and once came inches from death after fracturing his skull during a stunt. Doctors warned him repeatedly to stop, but Jackie never stopped. Not because he was reckless, but because he believed in giving everything he had for his art. He once said, "If I don't do it, the audience will never feel it. If I don't risk it, the audience will never believe it." That philosophy separated him from everyone else. He was not acting. He was living the pain and the risk for the sake of inspiring millions. Yet even as his career skyrocketed, Jackie never forgot where he came from. He remembered the hungry nights of his childhood, the cramped rooms, the days when even basic needs were a struggle. That memory kept him humble. While others drowned in fame, Jackie chose gratitude. He used his influence not only to entertain, but to lift others. He began to support charities, donate to schools, and invest in helping children, because he knew that true success is not about what you take from the world, but what you give back. Every act of kindness became another chapter in his story, showing that real heroes do not only fight on screen. They fight for people in real life. The older Jackie grew, the more the world told him to stop. They said his body could not take it, that he should retire gracefully. But Jackie answered with action. Even at an age when most would settle for comfort, he kept training, kept performing, kept inspiring. Age became nothing more than a number. He proved that passion has no expiry date. The fire inside him burned brighter than the years on his body. And in doing so, he became more than an actor. He became a symbol, a reminder that determination is stronger than time and courage is greater than fear. Jackie's journey also teaches us that mistakes do not define us. Throughout his career, he faced criticism, personal setbacks, and controversies. But instead of hiding from them, he used them as lessons. He admitted his flaws, learned from them, and kept moving forward. That honesty made his story even more powerful. Because people do not connect with perfection, they connect with real struggle, real pain, real growth. Jackie's willingness to be open about his challenges gave his fans not just entertainment, but hope. What makes Jackie's story unforgettable is not just his action scenes or his comedic timing. It is his spirit, a spirit that refused to surrender when life knocked him down, a spirit that refused to listen to doubt, to fear, to critics, a spirit that believed in hard work, discipline, and persistence more than in shortcuts or luck. Jackie Chan's life reminds us that greatness is not about being the strongest, the fastest, or the most talented. Greatness is about refusing to quit. It is about falling 10 times and rising 11. It is about standing tall, even when the world expects you to bow. And perhaps the most powerful lesson Jackie gives us is this. Legacy is not built in one moment. It is built every day, in every choice, in every sacrifice. Jackie's legacy is not only in the films he made or the awards he won. It is in the millions of people who now believe in themselves because of him. It is in the children who dream bigger because they saw him turn struggle into triumph. It is in the countless individuals who whisper to themselves during hard times, "If Jackie could rise, so can I." Jackie Chan's story does not end with action scenes or broken bones. His true greatness lies in what he chose to do with his influence once the cameras stopped rolling. Fame gave him a platform, but Jackie decided to use that platform not just for his career, but for humanity. He understood something powerful. The measure of a person is not how much they achieve for themselves, but how much they give to others. And Jackie gave over and over again. From the earliest days of his success, Jackie began donating a significant portion of his earnings to schools, hospitals, and charities. He remembered vividly what it meant to grow up poor, to go hungry, to struggle for opportunities. He once said, "I know what it feels like to have nothing. That's why I want to give everything." For Jackie, success without generosity was meaningless. And so he built schools in rural China, donated to disaster relief efforts, and supported children's hospitals around the world. His commitment was so deep that he once pledged to give away the majority of his fortune to charity rather than leave it behind. That decision shocked many. But for Jackie, it was simple. Wealth is only valuable if it makes life better for others. But Jackie's story is not just about money. It's about presence. Even with his busy schedule, he made time to visit schools, to talk with young students, to encourage them never to quit on their dreams. He became more than a star on a screen. He became a mentor, a living example of resilience. His words carried weight not because he was famous, but because his life proved them true. He told children, "Don't be afraid to fall. I fell many times. What matters is that you get up again." And when those words came from a man who had literally broken almost every bone in his body and still kept rising, they carried power no book could teach. Jackie also faced the challenges of staying relevant in a fast-changing world. Hollywood changed, audiences changed, and new stars emerged. Many thought Jackie's time had passed. But once again, Jackie refused to give in. Instead of clinging desperately to the past, he adapted. He explored new roles, showed his dramatic side, and embraced projects that reflected his maturity. This transition was not easy, but it showed that growth never stops. Jackie proved that you can reinvent yourself without losing your essence. His core values, authenticity, courage, humor, and resilience, remained, but his expression of them evolved. That adaptability is one of the greatest lessons of his journey. Life will demand change, And those who survive are not the strongest or the fastest, but the most adaptable. Through it all, Jackie remained humble. Despite his global fame, he often joked about his struggles with English, his failed stunts, and his embarrassing moments. He laughed at himself and reminded the world that you do not need to be perfect to be inspiring. In fact, imperfection makes you more relatable. Jackie's humility taught us that true confidence is not about pretending to be flawless, but about embracing your flaws and showing the courage to keep moving anyway. Jackie's legacy also lives in the countless stunt performers he inspired. For decades, he led by example, showing younger generations that discipline and teamwork matter as much as courage. He treated his stunt team like family, often paying for their medical bills, supporting their families, and training them personally. Many of those who once worked under him later became stars themselves, carrying forward his philosophy of hard work and authenticity. In this way, Jackie's influence extended far beyond his own films. He created a culture of dedication and respect that continues to shape the industry today. But Jackie's journey was not without darkness. There were moments of exhaustion, regret, and criticism. He admitted his mistakes, whether in his personal life or his career. But instead of letting those mistakes define him, he used them as fuel to grow. That honesty made his story even more human. Because true inspiration does not come from pretending to be perfect. It comes from showing the courage to rise after failure. Jackie lived that lesson in front of the whole world. As the years passed, Jackie's body carried the evidence of his sacrifices. Surgeries, chronic pain, and limitations became part of his daily life. Yet, he never allowed them to silence him. Even when he could no longer perform the most dangerous stunts, he continued to train, to practice, to inspire. He proved that passion is stronger than pain. And when younger actors came to him for advice, his message was always clear: don't chase fame. Chase purpose. Don't chase shortcuts. Chase growth. That wisdom, earned through blood and sweat, became his gift to the next generation. And so, Jackie's life reminds us of something profound. Success is not about escaping pain. It is about transforming pain into purpose. It is not about never falling. It is about always rising. His journey is proof that resilience is the real superpower. Because talent will open doors, but resilience keeps you standing when the storms come. And storms will always come. Jackie showed us that if you hold on, if you stay true, if you keep pushing, you can turn even your scars into symbols of strength. Today, Jackie Chan is more than a legend of cinema. He is a symbol of human willpower, of courage, of generosity. His movies entertain, but his story empowers. He reminds us that life is not a straight path. It is filled with obstacles, with setbacks, with heartbreak. But none of those are the end. They are simply chapters in a larger story. And that story, if written with courage, can inspire millions. When the world looks at Jackie Chan, it does not just see an actor. It sees the hungry child who refused to give up. It sees the stuntman who risked his life for authenticity. It sees the global star who chose generosity over greed. It sees a man who never stopped climbing, never stopped giving, never stopped believing. His message to all of us is simple but eternal. You don't need to be born lucky. You don't need to be born rich. You don't need to be perfect. You just need to refuse to quit. That is Jackie Chan's greatest gift to the world. Not the movies, not the fame, not the awards. His greatest gift is hope. The hope that no matter who you are, no matter where you start, no matter how many times you fall, you can rise, you can grow, you can become more. His story is a mirror for every dreamer, every struggler, every fighter. And in that mirror, we see ourselves stronger, braver, unstoppable.